What's up, creepers and geekers? Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? I forgot to change the thumbnail before jumping in. Sorry. I have the old thumbnail. I just fixed it. I don't know if it's gonna go through or not while streaming or not, but you know what? Que sera, sera. What are you gonna do? Let me get a few things together here. We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, it doesn't look like it did. All right, well, what are you gonna do? Lots to talk about today. I got a whole bunch of stuff. And again, if I put the right thumbnail on there. Hey, what's up, Alan? You would have already known that. Go read the description. The description will say everything it needs to say, so that you know where we're going to go. I don't have any guitars on me. I don't have any work, anything to work on while talking. I figured I'm going to let the topics themselves do the heavy work and see where the conversation goes. So a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Amico Forever. I was on last night, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a little something silly that some of you folks may start picking on me about, but something I discovered yesterday that I thought was probably about the cringiest, stupidest shit I have ever heard. And then I witnessed it, and unfortunately, it's got Amico-related flavoring around it, so of course we're going to be talking about that. The next topic I wrote was Smash JT/NES Punk. I don't necessarily want to talk about Smash or anything, but hey, Tommy Oyamiko, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. But more so, I learned through him that I guess the PU podcast or CU, whatever it is, the CU podcast might be ending its run. So I definitely want to touch on that at least a little bit. We're going to do our first members giveaway. Our first member-only giveaway. So, if you're a member of the Creep Collective, and there are 6 of you now. I was waiting for 5. There are 6. There are 6 total. I have a little wheel of spinny randomness ready to rock and roll. And as of right now, let's see. Let me go over there. S. Mill, loosely collected. Victor Corella, Wade Linderman, Stacy Kramer, and Troy Peterson are members of the Creep Collective. They will get a chance to win something this live stream. And it's actually something pretty cool. Something I never finished. I figured, hey, Justy, what's going on? Sweet and Tender Hooligan, how are you, my friend? How are you? Maybe you guys can give me some insight on one of the topics, because I kind of saw, like, one of you there. We won't mull on it. I don't want it to become a conversation. I want to talk about our main 2 topics, which is right there. I got the shirt on. I've already signed up for the 2023 Alzheimer's, and we're doing it mad early this year because last year I did nothing. I absolutely did nothing. I allowed my personal shit to get involved and lack of motivation to do pretty much anything, to be perfectly honest with you. I feel guilty for it. I feel ashamed. So this year, if we don't get $2,500 on the Alzheimer's, do not do it through Super Chat, please. Do not. There's a link down below. I don't want cash going through my hands at all. Plus, YouTube takes a third of it. So if you do decide to donate, the link is down below. If you could share it, that would be awesome. But we're going to talk about a few things we're going to be doing with that as well. Last year was pretty epic. An Atari VCS Modern, I hate that I have to say that now, was given away. I customized. I kind of flubbed it up a little bit, but I'm going to make it up to my friend Rich this year. Rich at a Bacon Ice Cream Productions. He did 10 times more this year than I ever did, or last year than I did. I don't think I broke 1,000. I think I got 800, which compared to 22 or 2,300 the year before, pales in comparison. So we'll talk about that. And of course, the main topic today is a response to my good buddy Brian of Brian's Man Cave. He put a video out a couple days ago, and at face value, I didn't want to touch on it because I thought it was a topic that was brought up way too much. Did the crash happen? And there are people who think, no, it didn't happen. And there are people who have logic behind how and why. And I think that all boils down to your personal experience. And that's the angle Brian took. In your world did the crash happen. Not did the North American video game crash happen. It did. It fucking happened. Shut up. It happened. It wasn't a huge catastrophic thing. And obviously video games continued on. But it did as a whole. The consumer lost faith in the market. Period. In the product. Because of all things we've talked about 100 times. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how I view the video game crash of 83, 84 from my perspective as a child. And that's it. So last night, we'll start. Let's see. Calling it a crash is very corporate focused thinking, though. Yeah, you're right. But the actual... I don't want to talk about the crash itself. We're not talking about the crash itself. We're not talking about that. When we get to it, we'll talk about how it affected me and if I even noticed it. Let's see. What else is going on in the chat? Sweet and Tender Hooligan says, chillin', man. Justy says, yeah, cool. Let's mull over it. Oh, man. I think a couple of you cats are going to love that topic because I was baffled by what I saw. I was baffled. And I know a name already that's in here that was involved in it. I'm not judging. I'm judging a little bit, but not you guys in particular. I'm judging the behavior. Can we get that straight before I get into it? I will be judging the behavior in which was done. But last night I was on the Amico All Access. Oh, no, not All Access. What is it? Amico Forever. Chuck reached out to me earlier this week and said, hey, Creep, I got a whole bunch of Atari pickups, and I'm going to start getting involved in Atari. And we're going to be talking quite a bit about that and a few other topics. I'm not going to mention it too much. Oh, I should put the link down below. I will if I think about it after this. But it was very Atari-centric, so he asked if I would, like to come on. So, of course I did. Chuck's a good dude. I've broken bread with him. He's fed me before. He's a good guy. Whether or not you guys like him or not, because of a console, at the heart, he's a straight-up, old-school, blue-collar, East Coast fucking guy. And it's tit for tat. It's this for that. And respect for respect, And I have nothing... against anyone, really, to be perfectly honest with you, but a lot of cats just don't like him. I don't get it. He's a fucking solid dude. He's a real solid dude. I had a lot of fun playing Astro Smash with him. Oh my God, I'm starting to forget which one goes to the Intellivision, which one goes to the Atari, but... Look at that. Amico Forever. Yep. Creep, couldn't tell if you in the crash was a little peanut... and my dad's nut. That's pretty cool. Oh, those are my peanuts. My dad's peanuts. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I just wanted to thank them. Him, Rab, Mike Millis came in afterwards. It was a good time. I didn't get half a word in sideways. We all know that Rab, he knows his shit, and he likes to vocalize it. So between him and Mullis having a lover spat about a controller, which I thought was quite funny. And I say all this in love and fun. I just sat back and enjoyed it. I jumped in a few times. I was asked a few questions, and I responded to them. But overall, it's their show. I didn't expect to really be putting too much into it. I thought I was going to show off my Atari pickups, though. I had them all stacked up here, my 7800 and my Jaguar and all that stuff. But no, Chuck is really getting into Atari now, I guess. And... it's cool. It was fun being on there recommending games for him, and the chat had a lot of good things to say as far as titles. There was a few I was going to talk about, like Revenge of the Beefsteak Tomatoes came up before I could mention it. I didn't think too many people knew about that one, but that's one of my top 10 of all time games. Justy Creep. It was nice seeing you on Forever, even if you just sat there. I really had nothing to do. It wasn't anything out of respect or disrespect. I mean, they were running their show, and, I'm not going to stop them every 5 minutes and say, hey, can I talk? No, I'm going to sit down politely. I'm in someone else's house, like I had said, hey, guys, come on over and join us. But remember, we'll be in someone else's house, so behave yourself. I just kicked back and participated when I could and just enjoyed it. It was a good chat, both amongst the panel and the actual chat itself. And I had a good time. I can't thank them enough. I'd love to do it again. I get weirded out talking in other people's spaces. So it's like here I can be comfortable doing it, but even though you're all responding to me in a chat, I mean, there's no faces there. It's a lot easier for me to do this thing. You know what I mean? And there was a lot I wanted to get out about Atari Pac-Man yesterday, and I was like, disappointment. People didn't blue. You know, I couldn't articulate it, but are you replacing Geek with Cass from now on? No, actually, it's my understanding that he had some kind of a function or an engagement or something he had to do. I don't know. I really didn't ask. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Backstage when I got in there, I was the first one in, and it was just Chuck and I thought maybe that's why I was on, because no one else was coming on. I thought he was like, fuck, how can I get on here? Let's see if the creep. But everyone came on, and then I felt a lot better. Like I was actually wanted there. You know, this is my own personal shit. This is all my own personal shit. Don't put this on Chuck or anybody on the show or whatever. I'm just giving you my anxieties and my perspective on things. Let's see. God, the chat's going. I can't keep up with it. I thought it was kind of weird. Trans girl for talking about LGBT. I don't know anything about that. I heard about something about that after the fact. That comments were getting deleted or whatever. Guys, whatever they do on their world, if they just want a nice calm, whether they completely control it, you guys know where I stand on that kind of thing in my world, okay? I can't judge them for doing what they got to do because of the next topic. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to jump right into it. So we were in the studio thing, you know, backstage afterwards talking, you know, hey, great show, you know, what you typically do after something like that. And I found out, and I won't mention the channel's name because I just don't want to, you know. I'm not trying to create anything here. I'm merely speaking an opinion and just saying it just struck me as odd that somebody would live stream the chat of that live stream. I didn't believe it at first. I honestly did not believe it with all the stupidity and nonsense and fun that's going on around the Amico amongst the two groups. Honestly, guys, I see myself over here. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like right here. I'm neither. You know, I'm a guy who has $100 into a console, and he wants to be able to pay the other $200 to get it. But I went and watched this fucking thing for about, I don't know, 10 minutes. And it was just the most sad thing. It was the most sad thing I've ever seen. It was, and I don't like using this word, but I know everyone here on the internet uses it a lot. It was what I would consider the definition of cringe. And it was really just a vehicle to make fun of people, really. You could sit there and say it wasn't fun, but the tone of it was just, I think it might be preserved the comments. You know what? You could speak all day long about the comments. That's not one of my topics today, but I don't want to like blanket anything. If there's room in a little bit, then we can talk about it. I just, you know, if that's what they want to do with their space, bro, I can't. All I have to say is, okay, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. But I'm watching this thing last night, and it was just a vehicle to make fun of people. Point out a few things and make a few things a little more serious than they really are. And then they were like feeding comments to people that were kind of like bouncing in and out or in both chats. It was the most fucking bizarre thing. I'm just trying to get my thoughts in. No, that's fine, sweet dude. Sweet dude. You know what? I'm calling you that from now on. Hi, sweet dude. How are you? No. All seriousness, though. I get it. I get everyone's point of view. I really do. I'm not saying anything either way. Just when it comes to the censorship over there, that's their jam, not mine. Whether I agree with it or not, I don't know. I'm not in their position. I haven't had to deal with what they deal with. So if it became a vehicle that ended up crashing and they had to try to fix it up, and that's what they got to do to get it running, you know, God bless them. It really shouldn't bother anyone either way, I guess. I don't know. I think the whole Amico thing is just getting a little too serious. Everyone's getting a little too crazy. And I get the money aspect of it. And that's where lawyers and law enforcement And the Attorney General, most importantly, should be involved. If anyone honestly thinks it's a thing, but that's your best bet. I'm going through the Attorney General right now, fucking with the dudes with my scooter. You know, it showed up all smashed. They said that they would give me a discount, which they did. They tossed $100 off of it, whatever. And then they said they would send me all the new body panels, since that's all it was. I mean, I requested that. I still don't have them all. It's been well over a year now. So, well, no, April will be a year. I'm sorry. I mean, Amico doesn't have to equal fun. It really doesn't. Amico does not have to equal fun. If you're not someone who would enjoy it, then it won't be fun, and that's fine. But I don't know. I watched that stream of watching the other streams chat, and I was just like, you know, this is pretty typical of that individual's personality. It made sense, but it was just so... And I thought it was sad. I just thought it was sad. But, you know, entertainment, again, I was just saying, I can't speak for other people's, you know. I can only tell you what I'm saying here. Okay, so I talked about Smash JT talking about the CU podcast, and I did see someone commented. I'm going to scroll through it right now. Well, first of all, let me ask you a question about LGBT and video games. Why even bring that up? I have to. You know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna go right there with it. There's certain places where it's like, fuck your politics. I don't care. When I want to talk about games, that's another one. I don't know what the accusation there is, but I can pretty much say that I guarantee you no one over there is against anything like that. I've had plenty of conversations with these people, and there may be actions to ban people, but I guarantee you they're not looking at their lifestyle and saying, yep, we're going to single this. I honestly, I don't know why that kind of stuff is being brought up. So, whatever. I would stifle that in a second, too, if someone tried to talk LGBT over here in a nonsensical way. I mean, if you straight up asked me what my opinions were, I'd give them to you, but I'm talking about these topics right here on my piece of paper, and I have no room to talk about political nonsense for right now, you know. I can't find that comment. Oh, yeah. CU podcast is ending. Understandable. Ian did it for a long time, and he's not somebody who is a usual streamer. Yeah, and you could tell that when he's doing it, even though, and you know, it's funny, when you watch people start doing something like this, including myself, you can see a progression of their comfort behind the camera. And a certain, there's a lot of LGBT people in the gaming community. That girl comments seemed innocent enough. It may have been innocent, but again, it didn't have a place there. If I don't know what the comment was. I don't know what the comment, and I don't know what it was referring to. If it was referring to something that straight up was like, you know, hey, this is related to what's going on, then fine. But, and this is the direction where I have a problem with a lot of people. And I'll be straight up. If it's not new information, if it's not relevant, fuck it. Beat it with that shit. I'm not going to boot you. I'm not going to delete it, but you can argue all day whether it's innocent enough. If it's not part of the deal, I don't see why telling someone to stop talking about it is a bad thing. Okay, well, dude, okay, if you're going to fucking sit here and argue with me, Tommy, or, hold on, who said that? It just jumped. We're not talking about Tommy. We're talking about the subject at hand. Fuck the past. We're talking about last night. Enough with the old arguments. Enough with it. I'm done with it. It's old, stupid shit. If you keep bringing up dumb shit like that, I won't respond to you. This is why they're deleting people, because you're derailing it with shit that doesn't make any sense anyway. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. The dude's been gone for a while. He's been gone for a while. It's stupid shit like this that you guys keep doing. No wonder why he fucking bans all of you. I'm dead serious. I'm not trying to be a dickhead. But the kid started talking about LGBTQ, and it wasn't warranted there. Fuck it. Get over it. Move on. I mean, what's it really going to do? How is that going to impact you? It's not. So can we fucking move on from just grabbing at shit and pulling stupidity out of nowhere. Because I'll be perfectly honest with you. I, for one, am fucking tired of it. If you want to come over here and have an actual conversation about something that fucking matters, and don't tell me, oh, Chris doesn't think that community matters. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about staying on point, not derailing things. Okay, why even be over there? Why even be over there? If you're going to have a problem with the kid, that's another thing. Again, and why it made that live stream sad. It made it pathetic to watch. It really was. And reading the comments and hearing him going back and forth, it was disgusting. It was ugly. It was uglier than anything you guys have ever said about Tommy. So, yeah. I mean, if you guys want to go after Alvarado, that's between you and him. Tommy didn't go anywhere. I mean, he didn't go anywhere. It's not like he disappeared off the planet. Too much on his plate, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, talking about the CU podcast, we're going to go back to that, not derailing the fucking conversation. I don't want to talk about that community right now because it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. So, fuck yeah, CU podcast. I obviously, we all know that I'm not brokenhearted about it going away. And yeah, Ian, you could tell in his body language mostly that he just wasn't comfortable doing it. He wasn't comfortable doing it. He was always in a bad mood. I understand he was in a lot of pain there for a while. But like I was trying to start to say before nonsense knocked on the door, you see a progression of people getting more comfortable, and he just never did. He never did. I'm surprised he stayed on it as long as he did. And my thoughts on that kid is still the same. I think he's a piece of shit. I don't like him at all. Pat, he's just a punk, and not literally like as his name would suggest. Much like me being a creep. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, hon. He says, that's why we're there, because Alvarado's there. And it's not labeled as a sponsored. It's not a sponsor. Oh, here we go with this stupid shit. You know what? Just stop now, Tommy. Just stop. Just stop. You guys you're taking things a little too seriously. Stop. Cut it out. Oh my God. I wish you could pull away and just see how, and I'm saying how retarded that type of thinking is. How slowed down that type of thinking is. Oh my God. Please don't be. I thought you were a decent guy. I thought you were smart. Stop. Stop. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I think the kid running that thing last night was saying that too. I wonder how much he's getting paid for. Get the fuck out of here. Guys are dumb. I swear to God, I like you. I really do, but don't come here with dumb shit like that. Please. I'm just going to fucking pick on you. Because I don't have any other response. So, the Poo Poo podcast is going away. I don't care. I had a lot to say about it, but not anymore. Fucking Tommy. Creep, I wish DJC would read the chat himself. He doesn't want to, and I don't blame him. You guys realize it's just a live stream, right? It's just a live stream. No one caters to anybody, really. They go in there and they talk. Who the fuck are you guys? Who the fuck am I? Who the fuck is anyone in the chat, right? You gotta... No. Even if he was getting paid, fuck it. Whatever. It's none of my business. It's none of your business. Oh, but he's trying to mislead people. All right, whatever. Go play detective on someone else's fucking dime, please. He said he was a queer and Amico fan. Would you ban me? Because I am, and I do like your content. I don't ban anybody unless they're being intrusive. You guys should know that by now. Tommy and I will have this little disagreement now, but the next chat, or even later on in this one, will be fine. As long as you can handle, going back and forth, and sometimes I can't, sometimes I can, we're all human. I just don't really think it involves as much energy. It doesn't. And I have better shit to talk about. To be perfectly honest with you. I wish I hadn't brought it up. I wish I hadn't brought it up now, but it was pathetic that individuals should rethink things. He should rethink things because whether it's a popular thing or not, it's I don't want to say this like slime meeting slime because I don't want to insult anyone in particular. Again, I'm insulting the behavior, what's happening, not the individuals participating. No, I ain't mad. I always like you, Creep. Yeah, right on, man. See, that's how it fucking should be. That's how it should be. And that's how we do here. But if people are getting, whatever, and they got to handle it the way they got to handle it, guys. It's that simple. It's really that simple. We're going to do our first giveaway today. We're going to do our first Creep Collective member giveaway. And as of a few minutes ago, let me go into that again. I have 6 members. Let me refresh that in case someone decided to jump in while we're in here. Nope, still 6. We have Troy, Loosely, Victor, Wade, S-Mill, and Stacy. Stacy and S-Mill being here a month so far. Everyone, let's see. Wade, the past 20 days. Victor, 7 days. Loosely, 6 days. And Troy, I believe, was last night at some point, probably after that stream. Thank you all. I appreciate it. It's not the 99 cents. It's the commitment that once I tell you you're a fucking winner, once I tell you you're a winner, I have to be able to find you or I'm taking you off the list indefinitely. I get nervous giving things away because every time I've had to either chase somebody down or they go, you know what? I'm feeling generous. Let's give it to somebody else. Fuck you. I don't want to do that again. You said you would take it, my stuff. I'm trying to get rid of this crap. So, let's go rooting for you. Nice. Yeah, S-Mill. S-Mill. Good people. Been around for a while. You're all good people. You're all. I am not a subscriber, or do you mean something else? No, you have to hit the join button, lady. Do the whole $1 a month. Don't do it, Cheryl. Don't do it. I'm trying to get the stuff out of the house. Out of the house. TV's David Hasselhoff. What's up, brother? I did interrupt the stream with that yesterday. So I subscribed to this thing called Fan Home. We'll get back to the giveaway in a minute. I'll show you what it is. You gotta stay in suspense. So I belong to this thing called Fan Home, right? And it's like a magazine subscription. Europe has been doing this for years. I wish we would do it. Because they can go to their newsstand and buy these. And it's a magazine with a couple of pieces to a model. And every month or so, no, don't get out. Oh, yeah, get it out. Okay, I thought you meant you were going to leave. And over time, you build something. There was an R2-D2 that was half scale. I did a few videos about the Terminator. It wasn't Fan Home. It was a different service. But they eventually did have a U.S. release. It was a half-scale Terminator figure with a stand and lights and all the pretty shit. But they wanted like $300 up front and everything. TV's David Hasselhoff is now a member of the Creep Collective. That's a new name for the wheel. That takes precedence over everything, so I'm going to do that right now. TV's David. I don't know how to spell Hasselhoff. I'll just do Hass. You guys will get it, right? Thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. It's not the 99 cents. It's exactly what I just said. I want to make sure you'll take this shit. So, I wanted to do that, but it was too much to jump in. But then I saw this one on an impulse. On an impulse, I bought it. And it like I said, oh! It comes with prizes, too. That's a metal license plate right there, guys. I wasn't actually thinking about opening this. But I wanted to show you what one subscription would look like before we actually start building the thing. And it comes with a magazine. The magazine is how to build whatever it is they send that week. In this case, I have 4 of them. And then they send you the parts. And every couple of issues, as long as you're up to date with them, they send you a prize. And at the end, I'm going to get a watch that has kit, the little box with the 3 red things. And I think you could talk to the car. Or maybe it's just a watch, but look at that. I mean, it's not a full-size license plate. It's probably about 10% smaller. Oh my God, that's awesome. Look at that. I'm fucking stoked. Man, Knight Rider was my jam when I was a kid. I absolutely loved that TV show. And I couldn't wait to do this. But I have so many... I think I'm halfway through the subscription. I haven't built the fucking thing yet. I haven't built the fucking thing yet. So we'll get going. We'll get going on that. So whenever I see David Hasselhoff, I have to bring up a thing. David, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I need that prize pack. Let's see. What do we got here? Let me go back here. David Hasselhoff. Sorry. Thought I was already joined. Dude, there's nothing to be sorry about. It's really not a thing, you know. It's just I want you to say that you'll take what I'm going to give away during these things. We also need to talk about the 2K giveaway, and I'm going to be putting up a poll somewhere. I don't know where just yet. Are we going to customize that thing or just send it as is? I'm going to order a couple of controllers for it. I want to get one Ranger and one Trooper controller from Hyperkin to send along with it. We'll do a review on the stick. I already did the Ranger. I love my Ranger. So I do need to pick up a couple of those for it. So I don't have extra controllers. I really don't, unfortunately. I might have an extra set of paddles. So I'll deox it and see if I can get those going for whoever wins the thing. But we do need to start talking about that soon. I haven't forgotten about it. I've just been, you know. If it's a thing, I'm supporting you. Thank you, my friend. Hey, there's a link down there to my PayPal. I'm just fucking with you. I don't want to. I'll send it right back. Sorry to derail you. All new on the Astrovan. No, dude, don't worry about it, man. That's gone. It's over with. I don't even remember it anymore. Re-rolled the Hasselhoff. White and blue now. Let's see. Prize pack. Tommy, haha, the old style license plate from the 80s. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. What are you giving away? Okay, fine, Cheryl. I'll tell these fucks what I'm giving away. So, back in the day, I wanted a 3D printer for 3 very specific things. I wanted to print up an AT-AT driver helmet, because I wanted to start a cosplay of an AT-AT driver. It's my favorite vehicle in Star Wars, and I have a thing for it because every time I would get a stormtrooper, it would be a fucking AT-AT driver. My folks and their friends or whoever gave me birthday presents, you know, uncles and aunts. I guess they just didn't know fucking anything from anything. So every time I would get stormtroopers, it would be an AT-AT driver, not a real stormtrooper. So I had a small army of AT-AT drivers and only one AT-AT walker. So I've always wanted the helmet. I did print that up, and I actually just sold it for $100 to a cat in Canada. I didn't finish it. It was a basket case project. But he really wanted it bad, so I sold it to him. I wanted to do a He-Man Power Sword, which I'm about 60% done with. And this, I wanted to 3D print. I found this on Thingiverse before the VCS actually released. And I wanted to print one of these up quietly and just sneak it, you know, maybe on top of my Heavy 6er right here. And see how long it would take for someone to be like, wait a minute, does the Creep have a VCS and no one else does? I wasn't even going to put anything in it. It was just going to be a shell like it is right now. So I'm going to give this away, but there's fucking more to it. I got this Raspberry Pi Zero. It's the one that has Wi-Fi, I believe, or Bluetooth. One of them didn't have a wireless connectivity. This one does. I actually got it free from Micro Center. I got a coupon one day. Just come down and get it. I was like, okay. And I bought some filament for my 3D printer. It has RetroPie loaded on it, and I'll double check that just to make sure it's still there. Before I ship it out to anyone. You have to be in the lower 48 or be willing to pay for the shipping. That's another stipulation. That's what you're saying by joining the Creep Collective, that you're willing to do that. So I'm going to give this away. I don't know if you consider that a fun prize or not. I do. I would love to tinker around with something like this if I had fucking time. But since I never really got it going, there's really nothing to it. There's no true back to it. Maybe I should have This just kind of slides in. It's a 3D printed case for the Raspberry Pi. You can unscrew this last panel. They're all individual slats, like the original VCS was designed to do. Retro, what's up, buddy? You can unscrew it. I did put a couple screws here, and the whole thing will come apart if you wanted to. But you can undo this, and there's space here and here. And as you can see, there's room to put USBs. So if you're technically inclined, and a button, you can put a little power button here. If you're technically inclined, you could actually do a lot more with this than I ever could. So the Raspberry Pi with RetroPie already in it, but no ROMs and no consoles. I just literally loaded RetroPie and left it at that. And this nifty little shell to put it in, or you don't have to keep the shell at all. Or you can throw the whole thing away. I don't care. Before the end of the stream, that's what we are going to... Hey, Alex, what's up, buddy? What's going on, my man? Creep. Thoughts on Pat's latest video where he picks on individuals in YouTube like Brett Weiss. Is that the one that I was in too? Someone told me I was in there twice. I was told that I was talking about Astro Smash and talking about how amazing I thought it was. I don't have any thoughts, honestly. I didn't watch it. I didn't care to. I guess it's going to be his victory lap like Smash JT was talking about. I mean, he's all mad because, you know, he's going out like this. You know what I mean? He's just going to leave it like this. Oh, he made a newer one? I have no idea. No, I don't know. I honestly, guys, if I don't want to, you know, I don't watch it. And I understand that that's my jam, not a lot of other people's. Again, going back to why, if you're not really into it, why would you go over to DJC's and whatever? But I get it. But I'm not like that. If I don't want to hear what they have to say, and I'm not a supporter of whatever's going on there, then I'm just not going to go over there. It doesn't bother me either way that I'm in one of his videos. If anything, it's exposure, right? Somebody will come over and they'll want to pick on me, and then they'll be like, God damn, that toothless fuck is sexy. I'm going to subscribe to this guy. Hopefully one day he'll give me a handy. But, I don't care. I really don't care. I think talking about anything Amico related right now is fucking stupid. There's nothing really new to talk about. Like, there's like literally very little new to talk about. Anything. It's so far away from new. You know, until Phil comes out and says yay, nay, or whatever the fuck. We can keep bringing up dead horses, but they're starting to really smell bad and rot, you know? There's really only skeletal remains and a little bit of fucking carcass left over. So until there's something new to talk about, I don't care either way. Waiting for the handy. Hey, thanks, buddy. Let's see. I think Pat is leaving only... Ian is leaving. Pat will do the new show. Oh, okay. So it's just Ian leaving and Pat's just kind of reformatting the podcast? Okay. Cool. I mean, I don't have any thoughts either way. I just thought it was interesting Smash's take on it. I don't want to talk too much about Smash because I don't want to start having a conversation about people who do or don't like him or his $10,000 investment and all that stuff. Again, we've talked about that way too much. Oh my God, I've been on here for how long now? 42 minutes and we haven't even talked about the actual fucking topic at hand. So Brian's Man Cave, actually I don't really have a lot to say. He came out with a video the other day talking about did the crash happen, but he put a twist on it saying did it happen for you personally? And no, personally I was not aware that a industry dive, we'll call it that. How about we don't call it a crash? How about we just call it an industry dip? Because I'm a double dipper. Happened. I do remember noticing prices of things in bargain bins. I wasn't the type of video game guy where I went to stores and drooled over games. Once in a while I would, you know. I was so oblivious to a lot of what was going on because I had my system, right? And then I went over to my buddy Jared's place who had the Nintendo. And then I went over to my other buddy's place, my best friend. And he had two Atari 2600s, a ColecoVision, a separate Atom, and a Master System. So between the three households, we had everything we could ever want. And my buddy Tammy's older brother had a television, and once in a while I would sneak into their room. They locked their door, but I would pick the lock and go in there and play before we got home from high school. You know, I didn't want to get beat up, not that I think I would have, but so I wasn't aware of a consumer viewpoint of. I was 8 or 9 I was 8 and 9 years old then. Listen, man, yeah, there were a lot of bad games, but you have to go to your friend's house and play everything you could. Yeah, it's not that I just didn't go out and get them, you know, because of that. And maybe I created the crash in my own house. And in the Nintendo era, you had to rent. Yeah, you know what? That was actually a big improvement on things. It really was. I think that's another thing that helped out. Even though Nintendo was so against it. And they found a loophole with the manuals, saying that you can't copy our manuals. Because of copyright information. And that's really what they went after when they found out that they were allowed to rent out the games, because technically they weren't doing anything wrong, but when Nintendo found that out, they got pissed off and tried to look for a loophole and something to do with the manuals. I don't remember the exact same thing, but they did a little bit more smart. And because of Nintendo's practices, if you look at what Nintendo did to get back the market back to where it is or it was, and then moving forward, it almost proves that the industry gave up on, or that the consumer gave up on the industry itself. They were in black and white boxes. I remember going in and seeing Combat in a white box with just black letters. Combat, Atari 2600, and maybe Sears Telegames, whatever. And it literally just said that. No pictures, no nothing. It was a white box with black solid lettering. And I remember thinking, okay, I think this is just going away. But we were still enjoying it. I honestly thought that video games were just going away. Like the next thing, you know. Like we had Stompers for a while. And then we stopped playing with Stompers. And then, you know, this toy came around. I thought it was just going the way of that. So I didn't look at it as an industry crash or anything like that. Because we continued playing throughout the whole thing. There was no speed bump. There was no hiccup. When it came to my world, anyway, playing games, I did notice the effects of it, but had no idea until the internet. Honestly, until the internet, and it made sense to me. I'm like, okay, the industry kind of was like, holy shit, we're a glutton. Because it really was. I mean, I know it's cliche to say it, but there was way too much product and not enough information. And you can only get burned so many times. I could only get the same fuck up at this one place down the street here. They have a sandwich that is also a bowl, okay? And every time I would order the sandwich version of this fucking thing, a Mediterranean chicken sandwich, I would get the bowl. Sure, it's good. First world problems. I should just be happy that I'm able to eat, not only eat, but pay for food to be made and brought to me. Okay? In other countries, that would make me a rich man. But I want the fucking sandwich. And after the third or fourth time, I just stopped ordering from them. I haven't ordered from, well, I think I ordered from them once last week, but I'd say it was a good half a year or so since I've truly ordered from them. So I think it was more of one of those things. People were just like, every time I buy these fucking things, it's just a more mediocre crap. Unplayable crap. And I don't think it was as many bad games. That was brought up last night, too. I don't think it was because so many games were bad. It was because so many games were just more of the fucking exact same, with just a different look. In a lot of cases, they did suck. But I don't think they sucked on a technical level. I think they sucked on a level where it doesn't keep your attention. Not that Atari games typically did. I mean, that was the deal, you know? You would sit down in front of a TV with a box on the floor, and you'd play a game for a few minutes, and then pop the card out and put another game in, until you got into the, you know, a little bit later on with the Intellivision, coming out with the adventure games like that. I mean, I know we had Adventure, shut up. But you don't know what I'm talking about, like the more involved games. And Coleco started having stuff like that, and God games, and simulators, and, you know. But no, it never happened for me. It never happened. I noticed a lack of interest, but I thought it was just the next thing was coming. Whatever that fucking thing was. I remember seeing my very first NES. I was at this house in Stoneham. Coincidentally, here's a fun story. The house is on like this fucking wicked hill. And the driveway goes like this, right? And my dad was backing up one of my cousin's cars because she was nervous and it was snowing out. And she was afraid that she was going to crash, but my dad ended up hitting black ice and they rolled the car. And everyone was like, oh my God. My father felt horrible and he ended up, taking care of everything. And no one was mad about it. No one got hurt. But it was that night. There was a young man that lived there with his grandparents. And his mom was there. They were church friends, My dad was the minister of the church and we were there for a function. Maybe even a Christmas thing. And I remember this kid had all the He-Man and all this and all that, No Swear Gamer, what's up, brother? What's going on, my friend? Long time no talk. I was not aware of the crash at the time. Yeah, I know, I wasn't either. I just thought it was the next thing was coming, and that was just going away. But I remember seeing this box. It just looked ugly as fuck. And this goofy robot, and it was the robot. It's the robot that caught my attention, and that was the genius of the Nintendo Entertainment Center and the rise of video games again. It was that stupid, not working ever piece of shit, way over expensive now, Rob the cocksucking robot. That caught my attention until I started trying to play with it. But at that point, the thing's in the house already, isn't it? And it costs a lot of money, didn't it? So your parents are like, fuck you, here's some cartridges for it. Get over it. And then you discover Mario Brothers. And that's it. Now we know what happened. So I never noticed a crash. I never noticed that there was a crash. So that's really all there is to it. So, hey, I hope you've been well, Phil. Can only stop by for a second. Got a split at 4. Yeah, I'm going to be closing down around 4-ish, too, because I got a second ready to go pick up my lady at the Poo Poo Choo-Choo. Leading up to the crash, there were weird things like CBS guys in charge of Atari. Yeah, you know what? The whole Atari video game, I would say from the VCS on, was mishandled from the get-go. Nolan Bushnell knew that by the time the fucking thing came out, even though, he couldn't do it, and that's why Time Warner bought in, that it was already obsolete, and they needed to start thinking about the next thing. This was just this was the first hit, Your first hit's kind of free, even though it wasn't free. And that's what was going to, You know what, no swear, do me a favor, message me on Facebook. I got a small care package I want to send out to you. I've had it here forever. I just keep forgetting, bro. I'm sorry. It's stuff that we've talked about and a few other things that we haven't talked about. So, however you can. I'm not on Twitter anymore. Get a hold of me and make sure I have your current address. But yeah, so I mean that's where I stand with the whole thing. I think I was just trying to make a point, but I forget where I'm going. Okay, so today, just to recap, everybody. You have another couple of minutes to join the Creep Collective. And if I start seeing this nonsense about people coming and going, then I'm probably just going to stop doing this. Again, just to reiterate, I have to say it 100 times. Joining the Creep Collective isn't about the dollar. That's why I made it the lowest amount. It's about a contract between you and I that when I do these giveaways, you're going to be able to be hunted down and I'm going to be able to get this to you. You're going to give me your address and not say give it to somebody else. Okay? So today we're going to get rid of this, I'd say half scale, Atari VCS 3D printed thing. It's not the greatest looking thing. So when you get it home, don't be like, oh my God. It's got this weird trap door thing here that was designed into it. I think I glued it on. You can remove the back, and there is space to do things, and you can do USBs, and there's a power button spot here. But it's going to come along with Raspberry Pi, and it's going to have Retro Pi on it, but no games and no consoles, because I just haven't gotten around to figuring out how to do any of that. So, without further ado, speak now or forever hold your peace, because we're going into the fucking wheel. The Wheel of Doom. I've never done this before with this thing, so make sure I'm going to give everyone a few minutes. These are all the names I have. So if I'm missing anybody, you let me know right now. I do want to thank you guys for joining. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, let me fix that. Okay. This is the list I had originally. I probably shouldn't show some of that stuff. All right, I'm going to check with the chat one more time. Speak now, forever hold your peace. I'm about to hit the wheel. And you know what I'm going to do? Since we have 7 people, I believe we have 7 people now, I'm going to hit it 7 times. So here we go. Who's going to win this motherfucker? Blam! That's 1. Okay. Oh, okay. No, I'm not removing it. 2. Sorry. I didn't know it did that. We're still doing it 7 times. I don't care what you say. You know what? If we hit everybody at least once, and you all got that nifty little fucking thing, there's 3. I'm going to try to hit it before that happens, see if that works. No. We have to go through this nonsense. 4. Nothing can go straight here. Nothing. 4. Close. 5. All right, I'm going to rethink this next time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll go into advanced next time and figure it out. 6. All right, this is next to last. Who's on deck? All right. This is it. This is for the fucking kit and caboodle. Whoever gets this. I'll make sure to write it down. Best way to get a hold of me is on Facebook. Use the Atari Creep Facebook page. And it looks like S. Mill, one of the longest running members. Awesome. I'm actually glad that he took the first prize. Or they. They took the first prize. I don't know everyone's gender. Don't come after me. Let's have another whatever happened last night happen. So S. Mill, bro, get a hold of me. Get a hold of me however you can. And I will be sure to get... Oh, you guys didn't even fucking see it. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Okay, well, there it is. I'm setting up a 2-screen setup here pretty soon. Oh, my God. I feel awful about that now. Oh, I feel awful. Did you guys see it? Please tell me you saw it. Creep, before I leave... Yeah, thank you, Justy. I appreciate it, man. The wheel of loosely winning, right? Yeah, congrats, S-Mill. I'm glad you've been a Creep Collective. I think the longest. So, hey, what's up, Brian? We were talking about your video earlier. It's near the end, so, and it's really like this much. I had a lot more to talk about, but I'm gonna try to snip it out and make it its own video once this becomes a thing where I can edit into it. So. Let's see. Nope, but that's okay. Let's see. What else do we got here? Creep, before I leave, I hope you take care. Yep, I saw that. Going back. Oh, yeah. And Atari could have released the Nintendo. I have a whole video on that. I really do. I believe it's in my Atari 101 playlist. It's kind of a fucked up story. It really is. And at the end of the day, Atari was just going to use the NES to stall. I mean, it wasn't going to be called the NES, I don't believe, but they were literally going to use it just to make a few quick bucks to push their own thing and then dump that project like that. Can you imagine if that happened? Holy shit. Oh, so you guys didn't see it. Ah, man, I feel so horrible. Oh, well. All right, guys. I got to get going. This was fun. I'm going to try to do this more often like this. I know a lot of people like the art thing, and I may stream again tonight. While painting something, and I know a lot of people like that, and it's today and tomorrow are my days off, so tonight's the last night I can really, So maybe once everyone goes to bed, I'll do a late night stream, and it'll be an open chat. It'll be open to chat, and I'll be painting and stuff like that, but... Yeah, so for all the topics that we talked about today, we talked about thanking DJC for letting me be on the Amico Forever show last night. That was really fun. Again, didn't get too many words in sideways. Those guys know how to chat, believe me. But it was wicked fun, and I was happy to discuss Atari with other cats again. It feels good. It feels good. That other nonsense, we're not going to talk about it again. The PU podcast changing its deal, the Alzheimer's Association. Guys, I'm already going. I got $50 in now. My buddy Johnny, who has an amazing channel called Eat My Shorts. Actually, it's just called him, Johnny Mahano. But he's the one who did the game and a dinner, $20, and he has to buy a game and get food. But he's been doing like little shorts on finding like, gas stations and stuff. Really good stuff. I'll try to put his link down below as well as last night's chat. He dropped in the first $50. I just realized today I'm going to message him after this, as a matter of fact, and say thank you. I don't know. I'll tease the next giveaway. If I do a live stream tonight, I probably won't do another giveaway. I think I'll limit it to 1 or 2 a week. I know I said every time I live stream. I don't know, maybe I will. It'll all be on mood. So, and then of course we talked about, did the crash happen or did it not happen? But for me specifically versus as an industry thing. Great chat tonight, guys. I really do appreciate everyone's participation. That's the best part about this. Not me coming on here and yapping at you, because I don't know any more than you do. I'm no one special. It's seeing that chat. I don't know where it is in relationship to me now, but where I'm standing right now, it's right there. So, guys, I hope you have great rest to your evening. Esme, get a hold of me. I'll get this out in a UPS box, a flat rate box out to you, and I'll make sure you have the tracking number. I'll try to get it out tonight, if not tomorrow. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you do something with it. And hope you all look forward to the next one. But if I do come on tonight, it's just going to be an open chat. I'll probably be painting something. I don't know. Maybe building a kit. I got a couple of things I really would like to work on and get finished and get the fuck out of here. I got shit everywhere. And it's driving me and the family nuts. But it is what it is. Guys, have a great day. And until next time, I hope you're all fucking doing so well. Take care. Creep it real. I got to fart. And bye-bye.